Obviously, the mortgage process, huge part of any real estate transaction. Tell us a little bit about you first. How did you get into the industry?
Well, thank you. Yeah, I started in the industry long time ago, probably around 10 years already. I stumbled upon this broker office and a real estate broker, and they hired me as an assistant. And for many years, I was, renting places. I was helping out with open houses and just doing the office work for a realty. And then after that, I transitioned to mortgages. And when something clicks, it's actually my passion is where my real estate passion is at, in the financing part of the real estate. And I've been doing mortgages since 2022, and it's been amazing.
What clicked for you? What made it your passion?
Well, I have to say the possibility of making the dream a reality, because when you have the transaction in your hands, the numbers, and you see the person's income, the person's credit, their finances, their savings, you're able to do some strategies for them to actually, get the loan approved. So that to me was a bigger picture in somebody's life. So it really clicked with me, the possibility of me making that dream a reality.
The dream is real.
Yeah, the dream is real.
That's why.
Yes, exactly.
That's why we're here. That's great. You bring up a very, very valid point. And I think a lot of people go into real estate transactions really concerned about the financing.
Yep.
How do you maybe mitigate some of those fears and not make it so scary to get pre-approved?
Well, I start with, everybody has to live somewhere. Everybody has to rent or has to buy, right? Somebody has to have a home. So the fact that you have to calculate that mortgage or living expense, you can break it down as if a household, the whole house was going to be paying for this mortgage or this rent. It translates to the same picture that you wanna collaborate as a family or to acquire that place. So basically, yeah, I start with translating into everyday life. The fact that you have to account for that mortgage payment. Put the savings on the side for you to prepare for that down payment. So yeah, it's a process. So I personally start with my clients that way. I translate it into a day-to-day, real life for them, for their own finances, right? Based on their income, based on their what they're able to afford a month, because that's what's most important. You want to make sure that you can actually make that payment a month.
Right, and they're paying to live somewhere right now.
Exactly.
I guess that's your point. Do you find that a lot of the fear, so to speak, it can be easily dispelled just with sitting down and looking at everything?
Yeah, of course, because when you say like you're paying $3,000 in rent every month, probably the mortgage will be a little bit more than that, but it's going to be your own home, and you're going to have so many more possibilities. You're going to start creating generational wealth for your family, for your kids, and that when a person thinks about their finances and what their expenses are, they're like, okay, I can account for a little bit of higher monthly payment because I'm buying my own. I'm buying my family's home. So it definitely helps to bring it down to their own lifestyle, their own personal finances.